This podcast is brought to you by the Alliance for African Partnership in collaboration with the U.S. Department of State.
Hello there. My name is Oliver Navidio. I'm an alumna of the Professional Fellows Program funded by the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Education and Culture Affairs, and implemented by Michigan State University in partnership with University of Nairobi, Kenya, Sokoine University of Agriculture, Tanzania, and Chambogo University, Uganda. The Professional Fellows Program is an initiative that aims to provide emerging agribusiness entrepreneurs from the US and Africa to access mentorship, networking, and cultural exchange opportunities with a focus on women's empowerment. I'm excited to welcome you to the very first series of the Bridging Boundaries podcast that aims to bring together professional fellows to speak about their work, share experiences, and discuss questions of shared importance. Each individual podcast will explore in depth the overlying objectives of the Professional Fellows Program. Through this podcast, we aim to bring you some of the most exciting discussions, experiences, and insights from professional fellows. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, good morning, Kat and Joan from the US, and good evening, Lindah. Welcome to the Professional Fellows podcast. Would you kindly introduce yourselves, what you do? Probably we'll start with Lindah, then Joan and Kat.
Good morning. My name is Lindah Nafula Wameya. I am from Kenya, East Africa. I live in Kitale, Rift Valley region, Trans Nzoia County, and Kimini Sub-County. I'm currently working in the Integrated Alliance for Change as a community-based organization, a community mobilizer.
We are recently retired from Allen Neighborhood Center after 25 years of community development work in the northeast quadrant of the capital city of Michigan. We have lots of programs related to food and food access and health, some housing programs, other programs as well. And since 2014, we have been a part of various MSU partnerships with women from Africa. It's been a really rich and wonderful experience. Three of us have had the opportunity to visit Africa and to visit women who had been sited at Allen Neighborhood Center or nearby nonprofits, and have experienced just a really wonderful exchange of information and been inspired by so much of the community work that we've seen in various countries of Africa. And Kat can tell you a little bit more about the variety of our food and health programs.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Logan. I have a background in community organizing social work with a focus on neighborhood work and racial equity. I've been with Allen Neighborhood Center for the last decade, and I've been there in a lot of different roles, ranging from our outreach and engagement, where we connect with our neighbors and our stakeholders and promote our programs and help folks find resources that they need, to helping with our farmers market, which is a weekly farmers market that we have, dozens of vendors come and supply food to our neighbors, to our food pantry, where we provide emergency food assistance to those who need food. And I've also done work with our Veggie Box program, which is a multi-farm CSA, a community-supported agriculture program where we connect dozens of local farmers and food producers with hundreds of members every year. Allen Neighborhood Center also has senior programs for our elders and youth programs for our children. We have an urban farm, and we have licensed commercial kitchens for people who want to start their own food business as well. Recently, we've also developed Allen Place, which is a hub for our neighborhood that has housing on site, apartments. We also have an co-op grocery store and an accelerator kitchen for people to sell all types of different kinds of food. And we have a health clinic and a pharmacy on site as well. So we do community organizing work with a bit of everything.
That's great. Thank you, Joan and Kat and Lindah. That's very interesting to hear. I think the last time I was at in 2018 when I was under the Professional Fellows Program, when we visited the Allen Neighborhood Center, what attracted me most or what interested me most was the veggie box, you know. I was so excited about it and I wanted to come and try it out here until I realized, you know, it might not be something that will work. Will work very fast. But yeah, it is something that was interesting that I found at Allen Neighborhood Center. So Lindah, you've been engaged in the virtual program. What has been your experience in the virtual program?
Okay, thank you. My experience with the virtual program as an alumni was great. It's been an eye-opener where I'm not only working as a service provider at the organization, but as an entrepreneur. This has led me to undertake another course in business management. I'm currently doing a diploma in business management, and I'm geared towards growing participating communities to be social entrepreneurs, not just beneficiaries. And we're also adopting, through this virtual program, we're also adopting a system of capacity building where each farmer is encouraged to adopt at least one farmer household whom they shall mentor as they advance to the next level of our community smart project, a poultry project.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Kat and Joan, what was your experience with a virtual program? You know, as people that have experienced the physical program and the professional fellows have been, you've been engaging with the professional fellows during the program physically, but for this period of time, it has been virtual. What has been your experience?
Do you mean with the virtual program?
With a virtual program, yeah, last year.
So yeah, like you've mentioned, we've done both the in-person where we've had folks, different entrepreneurs come to Allen Neighborhood Center and work with us and learn from us. And we've been able to go to East Africa and other parts of Africa. But for the virtual program itself, we did more work about providing some of the resources that we have available at Allen Neighborhood Center and our models and the ways that we implement our programs. We offered some, one-on-one conversations with participants in the program to kind of share ideas and exchange knowledge. I think one of the greatest things that we've understood from this program, and this is kind of something that you've mentioned about the Veggie Box program, is it's not always the easiest to replicate exactly what we have here or exactly what folks in East Africa have there, because we're working with all different kinds of people, different cultures, different histories, different backgrounds. And it's not always going to work, which is totally fine. But what works is sharing techniques and tools and stories. And that's something that we've seen be wildly successful. And so that was kind of a lot of our focus last year in this virtual program.
Okay. Were you mentoring some people? Were you mentoring some fellows on the program?
It was more generalist. We didn't, for the virtual program itself, we didn't have specific people per se. It was more generalist for the program itself.
Okay, that's great. And do you have any collaborations with any fellows? Probably after all the program has gone on. Do you have you formulated any partnerships or people that you're following up as you're mentoring them?
Yes, as I said a little bit ago, it was very exciting to go to Africa after having women from Africa placed at the center to visit them and see their work and their projects. My opportunity to visit Africa came in 2014. And there were many, many places that we visited, women that we visited who had been placed in mid-Michigan, but two were, I have vivid memories of working with Natu Masoya who in Soweto had a kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a very small school. Do you know Natu?
No, don't really. Mm.
And so we actually spent a couple of days with her,
Mm-hmm.
and then afterwards we came back and did a drive, a school supply drive to gather books and pencils and paper and
Wow.
desks.
Wow. That was
And
good.
then we discovered that it was very expensive to ship to Africa.
Oh no. Yeah.
And so we contacted a local moving company called Two Men in a Truck, headed by a philanthropic leader, and she decided that her company would pay the entire cost of shipping the supplies to Natu and to the kids in the school.
Wow, that was generous of them. Yeah.
It was incredible. And then it was also really memorable to visit to Lebogang Bokopain. Do you know Lebo? She founded a Matuthlung network. It was a network for the Center for Victims of Crime, Violence, and Abuse, and it was really amazing. So they offered shelter and for probably 8 different women and their children. But what was also really fascinating was the fact that the women who stayed at the shelter all worked in a large garden, so that they were growing a lot of food for consumption on site. And there was a lot of conversation about hoop houses. And when we got back, we tried to connect folks at MSU who were doing hoop house development in Michigan with Lebo and her team. Nothing really actually ever came of that. But the other thing that was so impressive about the center was that they had built a very large kitchen and they operated a bakery, and many of the women who were staying in the shelter would actually work in the bakery. And they started very early in the morning, produced hundreds of loaves of bread, and then people from the surrounding, from Joburg, would come in and buy bread, from the center. So, I mean, they were very entrepreneurial. They were just a lively and vibrant place. And I remember that the elders in the surrounding community did a performance one night that was moving, very moving, and really fantastic. So they were, we brought back inspiring, memories and stories, and really a much clearer understanding about how all of us involved in building, sustainable communities through food and agriculture stand shoulder to shoulder, across, borders, and have much to learn from one another. So programs like the Women's Economic Empowerment Project and the more recent projects are so important, I think, for all of us here in Michigan, and I hope for our sisters in Africa as well.
Oh, that's very interesting to hear, Joan. Lindah, you work as a TOT, train of trainers, and a community service provider. I can see that you have a lot of experience in health. What motivates you to take on agriculture, and most specifically engaging women and girls and the youth, the young people?
Okay, what interests me in taking to agriculture? I once worked with an organization that was doing a sustainable farming. We call it biointensive agriculture. And through the programs we've been working with women, especially in reproductive health. The desire to see just women coming up, women knowing their rights, women being able to defend themselves, women being able to self-reliant, not just depending on men, just economic freedom is what get me into working with women in the area of agriculture. Mostly when we were doing agriculture with women, we are majoring in kitchen gardening, where we encourage women to grow their own vegetables so that this vegetable they grow in a small of they maximize the plot. They're able to get food and they're able to also sell. And as homemakers, if they're not empowered, then you see the community. Okay, the homestead, the community will look miserable because women are not empowered. But when they're empowered, there's food. You will see the families are happy and the community is happy, and there is peace in the home when a woman is empowered. That's what made me to work with women in reproductive health, in agriculture, now also in poultry keeping, and empowering them even to be just agribusiness, to be entrepreneurs, to be innovative, just having an entrepreneurship mind is what making me work and like working with women, because I'm also a woman and I want to see women change, women empowered. And I'm so happy and I'm so moved with what Joan and Alan are doing.
Yes.
And I really want to. I just want to see that happen here, because mine is to see a woman empowered. We are giving birth to girls. We want to see them empowered. You see, empowerment is freedom and liberation. We're not empowered, you're not liberated. You'll still be a slave, but you don't have knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully when you get to go to the US, you'll visit
Yes.
Allen Neighborhood Center. That's it. I believe it has a lot of information for you.
And that's why I chose Allen, because I looked at it and I saw the program what they and I felt this is what I really want to do and see happening here in our communities. And I'm so happy.
That is very interesting to hear. Joan and Kat are probably very excited to receive you, learn from you, and you all learn from each other. What have been your achievements so far working with women and the youth in this area?
Of course, I've gained more skills. Yeah, I've been able to sharpen my skills, understanding the youth, being able to train them, being able to see the change I want to see in their lives. And also with the youth, seeing behavior change, that they're changing from just depending on their parents and also not being innovative. Now they're becoming innovative. They're coming up with ideas. They're able to come up with ideas with small facilitation. They're able to even to have an income. And also this same youth, the change I've seen in them is that they're also becoming change agents. Whatever they are learning, whatever they're seeing being done, they're emulating, and also they're also being role models to other youths who are not doing, and they're attracting more youth into the program. And women, I've really liked working with women because now when you see a home which is sustainable, to feel good. More so, I've been able to help women form groups. Groups are able to access funding. Small funds, just local funds, like in Kenya, we have Uwezo Fund. We have also Women Enterprise Fund. These funds are helping and enabling women to facilitate their small projects with which they're able to make an income and also gain a living out of it. And also, as a woman, I've also been able to. It has helped me even to go back to school also to sharpen my skills. I'm now doing a diploma in business management. And my aim is just to help women come up with enterprises, develop enterprises that will enable them to be food secure, to be economically empowered.
Very interesting. Kat and Joan, what are some of the things that you're proud of as Allen Neighborhood Center?
Some of the things I would say that we're the most proud of with Allen Neighborhood Center is that we are community driven. And this is kind of what Lindah was just saying as well, is that the work that we do, the capacity that we have, the impacts that we have is all driven by our community and what our neighbors here at Allen Neighborhood Center tell us that they need, what they want, what they believe the strengths are, how they would like to handle problems and how they would like to find solutions. And I think that's been such a great thing of this program as well, is when we meet people like Lindah, when we meet people like Daisy, when we meet people like Nyalejua, all these women who participated in this program, we hear stories of how back home they have worked with their stakeholders and how they've learned what what their stakeholders need, what their women, with their, their clients, how they would like to find justice, how they would like to be empowered, what they view entrepreneurship to be. And the great thing about this program is that we all have the capacity, we might have the resources to help these women achieve their goals, help these youth achieve their goals. And I think that's the thing that I'm the most proud of in our work, is that we listen to our neighbors, we listen to our stakeholders, and we use our skills and our resources to make sure that we do what we should do for them.
That's very interesting, and that's very nice. This whole month, we are celebrating women, right? It's the Women's Month. So what kind of advice do you have for women out there? Most especially women in business, most especially women that are doing community work to improve their communities. What kind of advice do you have for women out there? Joan and Kat?
Our job is to engage our neighbors, the women that live in our community, and try to figure out what their needs are, what their challenges are, what their aspirations and their dreams are, and then create programming, that facilitates their being able to act out those dreams. One of my favorite stories is one that Kat brought back from Africa.
We had been in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and one of our last nights we went to an Ethiopian restaurant, thousands of miles away from home. And we go to this Ethiopian restaurant, and one of the women working came up to us and asked who we were and why we were visiting. So we, gave a brief overview of the program we're a part of, and I explained a little bit about Allen Neighborhood Center and our programs. And when I mentioned that we have a licensed commercial kitchen that people rent, and that we have all sorts of people like Rahel Musa, who rents our kitchen to make, and her business is Tefrific, the woman knew.
Yeah, I remember her.
Isn't that amazing? And this woman who's not even a part of this program, this woman who's literally just working at a restaurant that I happened to go to, she knew this woman and said she was such an inspiration to her and to her work, to know that, that this woman could be so successful. And I think that's just a great example of how this program can be so empowering to women all across the world, even the people who aren't necessarily participating in this program. It can have such impact, and I think that's pretty amazing. Yeah, the program touches everyone from near and far, most especially women. That's very interesting. Yes, Lindah, what could be your advice to your fellow women, most especially the young women, who are like you?
Wow, thank you. My advice, or maybe on women, especially the young women, is like with the right skills and with the right mind, entrepreneurship is a real goal to social change. That when you when you have an enterprising mind, nothing will that you'll be able to achieve much. And we should, like women, we should change from this habit of feeling that maybe doing business, being enterprising is for people who are old or advanced in age. No, as a young man, if you're able to start an you're able to be innovative and come up with an enterprise, even at a tender age, you are able to make a change that everybody will look and say, wow, look at this girl, look at this lady. And you'll be able to move out and go far and be able even to touch the communities and be a real a real change agent in our community. And also, we should not be limited with our gender, because being a woman doesn't mean that you are not able to do. In fact, what a man can do, a woman can do even better. So we are better entrepreneurs, and as women, we know how to save, we know how to budget, we know how to do all these things. So with the right skill and being able just to be enterprising, we really do good and we really do great. And just challenging women outside there that don't shy away from being enterprising, because in the world we are living now, if you're not an entrepreneur, life will not be so good for you, because economically there's economic crisis everywhere. So being an entrepreneur will always make you shine and make you live your life and be at its best. Thank you.
Very, 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 very beautiful words of wisdom there. Are there any recommendations probably that you would like to give to the program? Any recommendations for improvement of the program? Anything to recommend? Probably Lindah can start.
Okay, maybe what I'll say is that the whole program, like mentorship, is when mentorship is so great in this program, and I just would like to say that it should be approached in a holistic manner, and there should also be a guide and a plan that will not just remain at the alumni level, but should also trickle down to our projects and our communities as well, so that we're able to mentor these communities. We should also understand how this mentorship works and how it benefits us, and how it will benefit our communities. And more so, as we continue, we'll also need more resources and handouts on current topics, so that we're able to, we want to grow these communities. We want to grow ourselves as we grow the communities. And with these resources, we are able to replicate what is, I just want to see, I have this mind that I want to see what is happening in Alien and other Nini just happening in our community. So what we need is that leadership, and also resource materials and more networks should be created to enable us to network and expand our programs and expand our partnership, a partnership across the globe.
That is one of the ways really that we can get to learn from one another, one of the ways in which we can grow, one of the ways in which we can share experiences and know how we can improve and be able to innovate. That is very true. Joan and Kat.
And also, just a
Lindah?
little bit. And also, and also, we would also like to expand and establish a collaboration, especially with the Alien, because their programs, I looked at the programs and the internal objectives and the activities is what we want to do here. And please, Joan, please don't let that opportunity.
They align with your objectives.
They align their objectives. I just looked at their bios and what they're doing, and I was marveled. I was like, wow, this is what I was looking for. So
and that's where you want to go as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That's good to hear. Yes.
I think Kat and I would be in total agreement that the program should be grown and expanded, and hopefully provide opportunities for ever larger numbers of women to partner and collaborate and to visit and learn from one another. And then, this program and its predecessors, the programs that preceded it, the women's empowerment programs, are such gems. They have been so successful in creating friendships, across continents. And I'm really thinking that the more that we can tell the stories of the women who come here and then and learn from us, and what we can learn from women in Africa, the more we learn about the projects that all of us are launching and kind of nurturing in our home countries and our home communities, the more we can put a light on the stories of the women on both continents that are involved in, community development of this sort, the better. And that's why this podcast is such a great idea, and why we just jumped at the opportunity to be involved in this. We congratulate you, Oliver, for setting this up and for helping, reach a broader audience about these partnerships.
Thank you. Yeah. So actually the podcasts are really a very good idea to be able to share, Sometimes you really want the whole entire world to know what you're doing. It is one of
Right.
the best ways to send a message out there, to be able to provide information and to be able to give hope to other people that things are possible. And
Yes.
I think this is a really, really great idea. Yeah. All right. Any parting shots, Joan and Kat? We are coming to the end of our podcast. Any parting shots? Yes, Lindah.
I look forward to yes, I look forward to meeting Alien and meeting Joan and Kat.
Joan and Kat, anything that you're looking forward to?
Looking
Yeah.
forward to more conversations with Lindah, more opportunities to work with women from Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to meet more people and learn about the work that they're doing. It's always really kind of eye-opening to hear about how people across the world are doing this kind of work, and hearing the methods and the tools that they're using and the outcomes that they're seeing. It really opens your eyes, even when you're doing neighborhood work and that's very specific to your region, your specific area. Hearing how other people are doing things can open your eyes to trying new things and understanding things differently in your work at home.
That's really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much, Joan, Kat, and Lindah, for joining this podcast. We look forward to very many more conversations like this and very many more insights from all of you. It's been nice having you on this podcast.
Yeah.
This
Have
has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good morning, Joan and Kat, and have a good evening, Lindah. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oliver. Thank you so much.
The Alliance for African Partnership is committed to building networks across all sectors, leading in activities that positively transform institutions and livelihoods in Africa, the US, and beyond. For more information, visit www.aap.isp.msu.edu. AAP, building bridges, transforming lives and institutions. This podcast was brought to you by the Alliance for African Partnership in collaboration with the U.S. Department of State.